And we are live. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. And I am welcoming to my channel for the first time Miss Sheila from Inquisitive Tarot.
Joining us tonight.
Hello.
And I am welcoming.
Was that me?
No, it was me. Yeah, first time I've done that, but hey,
Oh,
now
okay.
I've done it.
For once, it wasn't me because I always do that.
I was like, I'm hearing myself. Oh, that's scary.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. So, yes. Gosh, Sheila, we both had our channels for at least 2 years. You probably a little longer than me, maybe, or we started around at the same time. And
I started it, January 2nd, 2021.
2021. Oh my goodness, I started last year, 22. So yeah, this is the first time Sheila has been on my channel. So thank you for joining Allison and I. It's a pleasure. Hello, Cheyenne. Welcome. And Steven says, looks like a 3 of Cups card, you three.
Aw.
Yeah.
Well,
it does.
Just coffee. Nothing exciting in there.
I have just water.
Arwen. Hello, sweetheart. It's been a while. Good to see you. So I always Sheila, if you notice my voice kind of goes up. It's just like when I see, my regulars popping in, I'm always excited to see everybody. So I always get that happy little oh, look who's here. So it might be a little nerdy, but hey, that's me. So, ladies, how was your week? Sheila, you're our guest. So how was your week? Anything fun or interesting?
Oh, no, I had to take the car to the dealership. That was expensive. So I had to do that. And
yeah, it usually is.
Yeah, just work and things like that. So.
Hi, Gerald. Thanks for popping in. So did you have anything coming? Oh.
Aw, that's cute.
A straw.
I have one of those somewhere, and I have to
I haven't seen the straw with a mustache before. That's cute.
I know, so I torture him every time I see him. I'm like, yes.
He pulls that out. He pulls his little tiny hands.
Yes, he's hilarious.
His magic stick. So I tried. I bought 2 separate different fans and practicing my thorp, and I broke both of them. So I'm like, okay, no more fans for me. So really quick, hi Isadora, good to see you. And he's lurking. Yes, he's lurking. So you have anything exciting coming up on your channel this weekend or next week, Sheila, you want to share with everybody?
No, actually, oh gosh. See, it's my mind isn't working. It's like 8 o'clock. Let me see. It's let me see.
Mine
I have to look. It's like I'm up at I don't know, 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, so it's like I do have yes, on Monday, July 31st, Ginger Faye is coming on my channel. And on August 2nd, Tarot Stash is coming on to do current events. So I'm looking forward to that.
Very nice.
Yep.
Yeah, Gerald's making the rounds these days. So
yes.
Yeah. We had a little nice conversation today, so we've got some things in the works too. I'm excited about. So Allison, what you got going on? Anything this exciting this past week or coming up? You did release a couple videos.
I did. I gotta mute that. I released a few videos. I did all the fire sign. I do collective zodiac readings. Sheila, I don't know if you're aware. That's what I do just for fun on my channel. And it's very much for me. I have a good time with it. I did the fire signs because I hadn't posted anything in over a week. I did the fire signs last couple of days, and I did the air signs today. And this week I just worked a couple days and just tried to spend some time with my son because he's going back to Arizona. He goes to university in Arizona. And he's leaving a little early because he's buying a car and has some other things going on with new roommates in the house that he lives in. Anyways, I have just the same stuff. I have Transcend Politics on Tuesday, Sisters of the Mystical Tarot on Wednesday. And then I do have I'm doing Caffeinated Unfiltered on Tarot Stash
Yes.
on Thursday, which is
That's
super
what it is.
exciting. And very excited about doing that. And then obviously with you, Heather, on Friday. Then I have the Mystic 4 the following Monday. So actually the first week is a little more busy than usual because I have 2 shows that I don't normally have. The Mystic 4, we do that once or about twice a month, but I've never done the Tarot Stash Unfiltered, Caffeinated Unfiltered. So
that's going to be fun. I can't wait for that.
I love Gerald, really so it'll be pretty hilarious.
We all love Gerald.
Yeah, you gotta love Gerald.
Yeah, and if you don't, what's wrong with you?
You're lame. Yeah. He's awesome.
Yes. He's been a very good mentor and supporter for a lot of us.
And I'm turning my camera in 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Please like, share, and subscribe. Yes, thank you. And now, Sheila, you do not do personal reads outside of YouTube, correct? You just do your free readings on your channel. Okay.
Yeah. And other people's.
And so I know that you read on politics and current events, but do you also do other types of readings? I think you used to do angel readings. Do you still do that?
No.
Okay.
No, that wasn't. See, I had changed my name a couple of times, and the feather that I use as my logo, this is where I changed the name to Angel Feather Tarot, which I didn't think fit. But when I was a little girl, I used to always see this little feather that used to come down and it would vanish. And so it was like this ethereal feather. So I kind of named it that. That didn't work. So I stopped doing that one. So I've had a few name changes and I'm back to my old original name. I'm staying here. So the name changes didn't work.
So what do you connect with on a more deeper level when you read? What really calls to your soul?
I'm also a medium, and I have had spirit experiences all my entire life. I've seen ghosts. I've lived with them. I have interactions with things like that. My house is not haunted. I do have spirit that comes through here. I have a lot of orbs. I have people I know, new in life, family, and everything like that. So I do have that. I'm learning to better communicate with them on YouTube, which is difficult or different for me because I can't see the people. So it's a little bit, so that's kind of what I'm doing a little bit more of now, which is good. I think that's what I'm meant to do. And I do have better results these days because I'm trusting it. So I think that helps.
That's the big part, is trusting,
Yes.
I know I had abilities, but when I was growing up, I was in a house where we had an evil spirit, and that thing would torment me. So my experience, whenever I would feel anything that felt like a spirit coming near me, my body would go into absolute freak out mode. My heart would start racing. I would go to like a full-blown panic attack. So as I've gotten older, I've gotten better where if I have dreams, that's where they come to me when they need to. And I can always tell there's that little bit of like a tingle or that feel in the back of the neck where I know in my dream a spirit is coming. And I can tell sometimes a bad one comes, and I kind of have to, do the whole light and stuff and get that moved on in a way. But for me, I think because I shut down so much when I was little because of this thing in my house, that it really stunted my growth. But I did have one good experience with a spirit, and that was my Aunt Carla, who passed away early from cancer. She was 37, and 2 weeks after her passing, I woke up to hearing my name called one night, and there she was standing at the end of my bed. And she was glowing, she was thin, she was smiling. She just looked so beautiful, so happy, so healthy. And I just remember going like this, closing my eyes, Aunt Carla, opening them up, and then she was gone, and me waking my parents up. Aunt Carla was just in my room. So at least I could say I've had one good experience seeing a spirit physically, otherwise now, Allyson, what about you? I don't know if we haven't about
anything, and honestly, I'd like to use my turn to ask Sheila if you could tell us a little bit more just about the feather like whatever you feel comfortable, because that's fascinating. I'm a big
Right.
feather person.
Well, I don't.
Have been, and I love that. And I've never heard anybody say that.
Yes. Well, see, I have experiences that I don't know that other people have. And so it's kind of, I'm
That's
still waiting
beautiful.
to meet somebody who's clairaudient the way that I am, and I don't really have that.
That's
But
okay.
a little feather, because I was I was raised Catholic. I guess I still am, but not practicing. But so I prayed all the time. I prayed always. My parents didn't always get along very well, and I would pray
Yeah.
myself to sleep every night. And so these feathers started appearing when I was little. And so I would just see them. I'd be watching TV in the morning, eating my breakfast. Um, and I would see these feathers come and they would vanish. And I'd be looking on the rug trying to find the feather, and there's no feather. It was like a little down gray feather. So it
Okay.
came to me as an idea, add the feather in somehow, because I felt like
Sure.
it comforted
Connect.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when I even lived in that haunted apartment in the 90s, I was at work and I was staying at my mom's for like a month, trying to get out of that place and into something new. And one day I'm in the office and I see this fire come down. It was on this side coming down. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then again, it's gone. So it
Wow.
was,
Wow.
so that's kind of
That's
why the
magical. Oh
What
my
is
gosh.
your hunch? Like, do you feel like it's an angel, or what do you
I
think?
did. I
That's
did
what
feel
I
it was,
would
which
guess.
is why I had chosen angel feather at the time. So,
Oh,
but
okay.
then it made everybody thought it was I'm doing angel readings and all this stuff. And I was like, no, really
Oh,
not.
I see.
So it didn't work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of the
No,
feathers, and with
yeah.
feathers, I think birds and I think angels, right? So,
Mhm.
but that's such a comforting
Right.
thing that you got. I would think it was angelic in some way. So
I
that's
think it
very
was.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was
And
nice.
me, I haven't really had, the only thing that I've had, and it's such a small thing, I almost don't even want to mention it, but I already started talking. The only thing that's ever happened to me, and it was probably a guide. One day I was downstairs in my house that I lived at the time when I was married. And my son was very small. This was our first house when we first moved to California. It was just a regular day. And I was downstairs and my son was taking a nap. He was probably like 2 at the time. And I heard clear as a bell, Allyson, my name.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nobody was
Did
there.
that too. Mhm.
Nobody was in the house. And I kind of was like, and it was nothing. And then a couple other times, this is just visits. I have this, that made me think of a couple other things, but nothing like that. I get smells sometimes, I'll smell my mom. There's a smell that is her. Prior to that, because my mom just died a few years ago, years before in the same house that I just mentioned where I heard my name, I would smell cigarette smoke sometime.
Mm.
That was my
Mhm.
paternal grandparents. She didn't smoke, but you could always smell smoke when she was around because my grandpa smoked so much. So, but other than that, I've gotten
Yeah.
little things that are definitely my mom, but like as far as like very obvious, like the nose and the ears and whatever, that's really all that. That's it.
Mhm.
I'm not a
I,
I
I
don't
have
have
too
any
many.
loud gifts, but I'm fascinated
Yes.
by it all. My sister's a medium.
Okay.
But I did not get the gift that she did. So,
Yeah.
which is
Her
fine.
Allison's
I have too
gift.
many stories to tell. I still haven't told them all
You've got enough
to
for all of us.
YouTube.
Now, Isadora said
I
that
forget
she's
about things
hearing
too.
a echo. Does somebody have an extra window open? Because mine are all
Mm-mm.
closed.
I
I
Not
heard
with
only
the
the
door
storm.
voice echo a few times, but I'm not hearing it now. I don't have anything on now.
okay. So maybe. Oh, there we go.
No.
Better. Okay. I think Isadora was pointing out, and I know I was like, wait a minute. I thought I, shut a window. So, um, any other stories you want to share, Sheila,
I don't know.
that you haven't shared?
Either
That
one you can share. I love hearing
Hmm.
I
stuff.
know I
It's
love
See,
hearing
not though.
stories too.
I'm trying to think. There's been so many things that have happened. How far back do I want to go?
Do you ever smell anything?
Well,
I've always find that
yes,
fascinating.
I actually do have that, and I used to have it more when I was younger, and we would go on trips, and especially like I remember we went to St. Augustine, Florida, and I was having that really badly. It was really smelling like this musty smell I would smell. And then in New England, it was really bad. And but I couldn't figure out what. And I was like, does anyone, I remember asking somebody in the family if anyone else smelled that. And they were like, smelled what? I'm like, I'm smelling something. It's like mustiness. And then I forgot about it. And I've told this story about, I think I went up 2021 or 2022 and went up to Gettysburg to a crystal shop, and I accidentally turned into one of the battlefields. And I used to go up there when I was in college because my school was just over the border in Maryland. And so when I had a car, oh, we're flashing lights in here again, because of the storm. And I used to drive through there and smell that all of the time. And it would just, it's just like it's coming. Didn't know what it was. I didn't know that I was a medium at the time, but I noticed it. I drove through this kind of U-shaped horseshoe area, and I was coming out, and I got to the end of the horseshoe, and all of a sudden I smell it again. I was like, "Uh-oh, I've got a hitchhiker." And I said, "You've got to get out. Thank you for your curiosity. You're in horses and carriages,
Wow.
not my car. Please go." And I drive out back onto the road, head down back through the city, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I forgot about that."
So it was the same
And
spot as
so,
when you were a little girl?
well, it wasn't the same spot, but it's just the same smell,
Oh, okay.
and so it
Okay.
was back. So,
Wow.
yes, Rossi's in. So, I mean, but it started again. I actually had it in here one day, like last week, I think, and I was watching something historical on TV. Sometimes I watch these things, or they're going, like I like to see Time Team and places like that, and I
Yeah.
start getting hits on things, and I'm seeing entire
Like visions.
scenes. But I started smelling it again. I was like, I've got a
Wow.
visitor. I'm like, come on now. So, I
So
mean,
do you
I've had
like
situations in my,
soldiers?
I don't know, but that means somebody's here. I've had other situations in this house. This house is not haunted. I might be, I don't know, sometimes. But I was in the kitchen one time. I think it was
That's
about
possible.
2016. My hair was in a ponytail, and I was just standing there trying to figure out what I wanted for dinner, and something pulled my hair, and I
Oh,
was like,
hell
no.
no, 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 no.
So I was
Whoa,
having that, and I was just like, no, cut it out.
that's
So,
mischievous.
yes.
Wow.
But I think that was whispers trying to get my attention because I guess she was a guide, but I kept hearing like outside of my head. It's not in my head. None of this is in my head. But yeah, outside in my head, I'd be trying to sleep or something, and I'd hear her, and she kept saying a lot of maybe, maybe you'll, trying to get my attention. And I had a lot of spirit activity, people coming through, my family. I mean, people were communicating, and I was
Wow,
passing
Sheila.
messages. And I had one from my grandmother, from my mother, but it took me 6 months to tell her because my mom doesn't know about all this. And
Oh,
I was terrified.
and your mother's still living, right?
Yes, and
Yeah.
she was kinda like, then she sort of asked, "Well, what does granddaddy say?" And I was like, "Well," but he didn't say, "I have a message for her." He was giving me a hard time over a guy I liked. So so that was kind of between us. But, yeah. So, oh my
Wow,
goodness.
that is so cool.
But so
I
it's
don't
been
like
a
someone
journey.
grabbing your hair. That's not cool. I wouldn't like that either.
No,
That would
I
freak me.
didn't like that.
Don't
But
touch me.
well, I mean, that was around the same time that I was having a lot of other things moving around in the house, and I couldn't figure out what was happening.
Oh, big
And
energy.
yeah, I have this,
Hey, Shirley.
Oneida, silverware that I was being lazy, and I had a bowl, like, on its side in the sink, and I had a whole bunch of the silverware. I put it all in there together, and I'm upstairs, I'm hearing clanking, and so I started going down the stairs. I got in the kitchen, and I looked, and I actually saw the silverware moving, like somebody has their hand, and they're going like this to it. And I stopped, and I
What?
it's like, and it's heavy. It's
Yeah.
heavy. I should bring up one someday to show you guys how heavy this stuff is. But I couldn't believe it. So I knew I had something going on for a while, but
Wow.
Yeah, a
it was
lot of
someone
people
trying
sharing.
to reach me. Yeah. They were
Yeah.
trying to get me to do this work, I think. And
Mm-hmm.
so That's all it was.
That's
It wasn't anybody
amazing.
mean. So
We're like, how about this, Sheila?
Yeah. Oh, I have stuff where, my sleeves get pulled, and
Yeah.
I had a friend pass away that I didn't know he died in 2008. And around 2012, I kept feeling like some guy, like balding head, wants to hit me on the back of the head. And I was like, and I still hadn't come to terms with it yet, but I was like, I'm seeing this man. I'm like, who is this? And they were tall. But it took me until maybe, I don't know, 2022, because I do ancestry, and I decided one day I was going to look him up. And I looked him up, and he had passed away. And then I realized, because he was also balding. And so we had kind of had a fight, and in 2000, and we never spoke again. I was mad at him. And so once I realized that he'd passed away, I did find out where he was buried, which is up by where we went to school and college. And I found his grave. I went up there right after that. I was like, I need to go. And I told him, I said, look, all is forgiven, and, just let it, we're good. And it doesn't happen anymore in here. It's gone. So, yeah, I went to let him know that we're fine. It was
Right.
just an unfortunate situation.
Just really quick. Do you ladies see the question scrolling along the bottom
Yes.
of the? Okay, because somebody asked for a personal reading. I said that it's a theme tonight. Cheyenne says she doesn't see a scroll on the screen. Can anybody else?
We can see it anyway.
Does anybody else not see it in the chat? Please let me know.
She might need to adjust her. Yeah, you might need to adjust your browser. It's possible that it's being cut off somewhere.
Yeah, if
you might
she
have
has
it too big.
Fully expanded, it might be cut off at the bottom.
But tonight's question is a theme, because every Friday night, Allyson and I like to work on a theme question, and Sheila also helped us with this evening too. And not to cut Sheila off from her stories. No, I love these stories.
We'll be here forever, so we need to move on.
Now, Sheila, you're good for an hour and 15 minutes. What is your comfort time?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Good. I'm happy to be here, and I appreciate. I really want to thank you for inviting me. This is a pleasure to join both of you tonight.
Sonia, not a problem. So just something that Sheila was sharing. It just made me think of it, and I'm looking at a picture here. I had a cousin who passed away at 16 in 88, and it wasn't until a few years later where I was driving with my dad, and I said, I want to try to find now, can you hear an echo? I thought I just heard an echo from me. Nope. Okay.
Does someone have a fan on?
I have a fan because it's hotter than hell in here.
Okay.
But let me turn it this way. But so I knew the cemetery where she was buried. I couldn't make it to that part of the funeral. And so I'm sitting there, looking out across the field, and I'm like, I don't know where to go. And it was like something just like directed me. And I just said, okay, Dad, I'm going this way. And I started walking, and I felt like this energy to stop. And I looked down, and there was her headstone on the ground. It wasn't a top one, but it was a flat one. And echoes are feedback from other devices. But this was my cousin that I lost. This was our last picture taken together. And she led me to where I could, where she was. And I made sure I cleared away. But, and Sheila, it's so funny when you say that, people say, or like Allyson, when you say you hear your name. And I'm like, that's been happening. And instead of getting scared, now they know I'm okay, and I'll hear my name. I'll just hear Heather, and I'll lay there, and I still hear myself echoing.
After you hear it, say what?
And then I know I open my eyes. I go,
what do you want?
Yes. I go, yes. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, you have my attention. I'm listening. And then there's nothing. So do you have any idea why they would do that? They will call your name and then not say anything?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's happened to me pretty much forever. And but you might want to quiet yourself maybe a little bit and just try to see if you get feelings and impressions. Yeah.
I'm laying down and I'm like going, yes, I'm listening. I'll open my eyes and I try not to be afraid of seeing anything. I'll open my eyes. I'll take a little bit of a deep breath and I'll go, yes, I'm listening.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a message. I think who am I? But I think it's just an awareness for you to know that they're there, who that is. I mean, if you don't know the voice, like I didn't know the voice, which is why I think maybe it was a guide. And I'm not saying that's what it is,
Right.
but a lot of people say they'll hear it and then they're like, what is it? There is nothing else usually. And I think, I mean, if I had to guess, but again, who am I? It's just like to let you know that they're there, whoever it is, the guide, or, you know, maybe and like Sheila's saying, if you can be quiet, maybe you would know who it is. But I really, personally, for me anyways, I think that's all it is. It's just, we're here, especially if you're going through something crazy at the time.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was anything going on at that time or not. There might have been. Looking back, I can't tell exactly. Actually, there might have been. I'm not positive about the timing, but I think it's support and just acknowledgement. And
well, sometimes it's very like Heather.
I was going to say, Heather, that I don't think there's anything to be afraid of. I don't think it's anything. There's no one trying to hurt you.
I know what.
And I don't allow it even in my house when there's I feel something in here. I tell them, I'm like, no, this is my territory.
That's what you do.
And, no touching.
That happens here sometimes.
You just
because
have to.
Of all the people. Sorry.
I know, but it is probably someone just trying to, communicate, or it could be a guide. It could be, like Allyson is saying, that someone just showing support. So, I would not.
Yeah.
Don't
But
be
there are
afraid of
times
it.
when I know that if something is going on in the house, because of where I live now, I'm like, if you are not at the highest love and light and vibration, you are not welcome here. You are to leave immediately, and
exactly.
Usually that, but or I'll smudge or something, but
yeah,
I really haven't had anything, no issues, and
yeah, and I had some stuff happening, and it was actually kind of humorous because around the same time of the silverware and everything, one day I came home from work and I came in through the garage in the basement, and my laundry room's on one side and then the basement's on the other side. I just closed the door behind me, and something fell in the laundry room and something fell on the other side at the same time. And I was like, what's going on? I'm laughing. I mean, I lived through the scary ghost situation for 2.5 years when I was in my 20s. I mean, now I'm just like, this is hilarious. I'm like, cut it out. I'm like, if you dropped it, you get to pick it up.
Pick it up.
Like, that's kind of like my attitude now. It's just like, mess with it. You get to clean it up.
Right.
So it's just kind of like, and I think in a sense, I actually think they kind of appreciate it at the same time, because you have to remember, I mean, I do believe I have spirit come through here. There are people, physical people like us too, and I think they appreciate a little sense of humor. So, you can lighten
trickster
the
type.
mood.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just kind of like,
until they take it too far, and then you got to put them in your place and say,
I think that's what it is when people have like their silverware drawers, they'll come in and they'll all be open. That just I mean, like, they don't make a mess or, do anything, whatever. To me, that's just like, we're here.
Oh.
And it does even feel kind of silly. One quick thing about my sister, because she pushes her gift away, she would probably get all kinds of cool stuff. But when she does dishes at the sink, and it's finally stopped because she pretty much demanded it, because she explained, that it scared her or whatever, she would get touched. Like, she has very, very short hair, very short hair. And they would come and like touch her on the back of her neck, and it creeped her out, which I totally get. Your neck is that's kind of intimate, really,
It's no touching. I felt kisses on my cheek and I can't.
She's like, don't touch me. She's like, I can hear you. And she's okay with smell. She doesn't want to see stuff, and she doesn't want anything touched.
Right. So. Oh, I know. I can appreciate that. One thing I noticed about this house, in my kitchen that I find very strange and very annoying is that I cannot get the drawers open. They're sticking or something. Like everything's like sticky. And I don't know why everything's so sticky. And I'm pulling everything out. It takes a lot to get some of the drawers out. And I was thinking one day, I'm like, why is everything so hard to get because I'm like, I don't have things opening and stuff around here.
Right.
I started thinking about it. I did a check on the house to make sure no one died in it. Nobody died in it. So I'm like, well then what's going on? Why are the kitchen drawers the previous? And I started scraping that sticky stuff off lately, but it was weird. It made me think about that. I was like, did these used to open or something?
Right.
No.
Yeah.
So
Now, Stephen
they're
said
sticky.
something, and I don't understand this. Being a former Catholic,
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what he means by
I think
rent
he's
on
making
the
a
rent
joke.
veil. He is, but I'm not sure
There's
what
no
he
such.
means.
I don't know that there's any such thing.
The only veil that I could think of is when they say that sometimes people are extra gifted if they're born still in the sack when they come out of the mother's womb, and it's called a veil or an end call or a call or something like that on your face. I'm not sure if that's what he was referring to.
No, I don't know. No joke. Oh, I don't know.
Oh, no joke. Okay. Sorry,
I'll have to
Stephen.
check it out.
What was his comment again? If you, especially if he wasn't joking, can we see that again?
Yeah, I'm
A
going
rent
to
veil. I've never heard of it.
I'm looking. Okay, give me just a second because I can just go back so far now. Here we go.
What's a
Being
rent
a
veil?
former Catholic, did you ever have any teachings on the rent, R-E-N-T, veil?
Veil. I was raised Catholic. I'm not sure what.
I've never heard of that in my whole life. I see rent a veil. Oh, Christian
Oh, you want me to put
classics.
that back up again, or did he put something else in there? Did he
Oh, well, I'm
respond?
not.
Okay.
I don't know that we're doing religion at this point.
Cheyenne says she understands. She says the veil between heaven and earth, maybe.
Oh,
It means torn, she said.
oh, okay.
I'm not
Thank you for
sure.
that.
It means
Learn
Hi,
something new.
Jane.
a rent veil. Huh.
I never heard of
So
that. That's
he might be
interesting.
typing. We did have a couple of other people sharing. Sonia said she had something missing for over a month and then appeared right where it belonged. No one lives her. I hate when they do stuff like that. That's
Yeah.
and Jezree says her husband sees a lady in white in her house, but they have yet to see her.
They're
Very
moving
interesting.
furniture. All right. Well, they're not actually moving the furniture, but you're hearing it's like on their end.
Yeah, I think it's on
Let's
their plan.
explain. It's like it's the sounds of what they're.
They
It's
make
like
the sounds.
Yeah.
there's a different rail. I don't know.
Because some of them do
I'm
move
explaining it.
furniture. You'll leave a room and
Yeah.
furniture will be in
Yeah.
different. And
They can
so
It's like
manipulate the noise.
it's like they're living in their time and they're doing that, and you're hearing it.
Right.
Sort of. It might even be sort of residual. So,
Right.
Harvey.
Like a repeat, like a loop almost or something.
right. Maybe something happened. I'm feeling like maybe. Do you hear a thud at all? Or any chance? That's an interesting one. I'm feeling like somebody was moving something and then collapsed. Like that was a moment when somebody.
When something happened pivotal
When
or
they
something.
Like
That's
heart attack
what
or
I'm.
something and they
Yeah,
hit
it's
the
coming in.
ground or.
Wow.
Yep.
And
So.
really quick here too. Yes, Jezree, thank you. Jane, how is your husband? Okay, he's home from the hospital. Jane almost lost her husband
Oh no.
last week. She had to rush him to the ER. So good to hear he's at home, Jane. Everybody keeps sending out the prayers and the healing energy his way. Thank you. Hello, Nancy. Just some people popping in, making sure I say hello. Okay, Cheyenne says it's biblical. It happened when the crucifixion of the veil opened so we could all have access to. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I left religion behind.
I understand that, Shane.
Oh, and that's what Stephen was talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's very, very well read. So I was positive that whatever he was saying was valid, but I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, I get that. I understand that. Now it makes more sense.
Arwen shared a comment. It's way up there. I don't think I can pull it down though. But she was mentioning that her mom was opening or using an electric can opener, even when it wasn't plugged in, it was still working. And
electric can openers. That's so
yeah.
fun.
Right.
So, okay, here we go.
Yes. Yes, I understand this now. I know what they're talking about.
Is in your mind. It's also typical of the curtain between the and other. Crucifixion was on the
consciousness.
means place of the skull, not talking religion. It's all about conscience. Very cool.
Okay. Stephen has spoken.
Yes. Well, thank you.
Oh, it was her mom from the other side operating the. Okay.
It was my mom.
It was her mother on the other side operating the. Gotcha. Very cool. Well, we have 5 starred questions, unless Sheila, you wanted to share more, or Allyson, you want to talk about something else.
Oh, I'm just listening.
Huh? Oh, she just loves listening.
We could go into the readings. It would be.
I love this.
We have 5, and we're going to keep them at 5.
Because I'm getting
in
in
case
trouble.
we get some more stories from Sheila, or anything else, that she wants to add as we're doing the reading. So, before, let me just go back to live here. So the question was derived from me pulling this card today. I was asking for a personal card for myself for things that are going on in my personal life right now. And this was not the card I wanted to get, but at the same time, when I opened up this book and I saw her perspective, the 10 of Swords, even though it's a card that represents defeat, ruin, it also represents hitting kind of rock bottom, and all you can move now from there on is up. So it's also a card about endurance, strength, and basically survival, and letting go what no longer serves you, so that you can start moving on from this card to be able to heal. And so that is where I got the question for tonight. So I have 5 that are starred. I'm going to keep it to that 5 to see how long it takes for us to get through, because I don't want to keep the ladies too late tonight. So let's just kind of see how things go. Exactly, Jane. New beginnings from there on up. Exactly. So the first one who asked was Claudia, and this is Cat Mama Meow. But her name is Claudia.
Yes.
I still hear myself, but if that's not, annoying to anybody.
I don't hear it.
Okay. It's weird. Maybe it's a message.
Right. What are we?
So Cat Mama, we're doing the what do I need to release at this time to work on my healing? So that's the question. And I'll just leave Cat Mama's name up there for a bit so we can.
Yes.
And her actual name is Claudia. And she's a writer, I recently found out. She's an author. So that's pretty cool. So, what do I need to release? Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting. And Sheila, you're my guest. If you are ready before Allyson and I, just let me know, and you can go right ahead.
Okay.
I have my cards already.
You can go.
Okay. So, okay, pull the bottom card. Let me just take her name down because that's starting me off a little bit. So, Claudia, I got King of Wands. I have the Emperor. So I'm feeling like this may have to do with a relationship in the past with either an actual male individual or somebody that had very strong masculine energy. Of course, the King of Wands is an individual who has a lot of strong. They're very action oriented. They're very fiery, a very fiery, passionate personality. And when I first pulled this card, it was in the reverse, and I'm slowly getting into reverse. So what I'm going to feel right off the bat with this may have been somebody that may have hurt you in some way, with that type of fiery, very in the reverse. It feels like it could have been very volatile, um, or very quick to anger, very tempered. The next card I did get is the Emperor. And the Emperor, of course, is someone who um, is very logical, very clear thinking, um, has strong leadership abilities. And the other card after that, because I'm going to connect him to this last card. I'm feeling that this energy could be you as well. That despite this past here, you were an individual who understood where this this I keep hearing the word volatile energy was coming from, and you learned how to see, because looking forward, looking out, you were able to see and understand. And this could also represent to the person, not just you, because I'm feeling like with this card here, it kind of reflects both you and this individual in this relationship. But the last card that I got out of the top was the Tower. So whatever this was, this really, and there's like a little tiny person too standing at the top of it and one falling down. So for you, this situation just rocked you to your core. It was very painful. It was very devastating, but it was basically a wake up call. And at the bottom of the deck, I did get 7 of Pentacles. So for me, this is kind of like looking at what you want to grow, what you're nurturing back. And so for me, this is just still taking the time. You're growing your tree, you're growing your stability. Pentacles are, financial, wealth, um, stability, and even it can even represent creativity as well. So for me, it's like you've planted something new, you're working on it, and each of these different pentacles represent steps that you are taking to heal, and it just basically says to keep continuing to heal. And I will leave it at that. I hope that helped. And Sheila, are you
Sure. Okay, so I have the moon here, Claudia. So I'm sorry, this is gonna flicker. Something's going on with my camera. Yeah, it's like electronic. Okay, so anyway, so it has psychic aware. No, it's the camera. It's being annoying. But yeah, so to me, this is psychic awareness for you. So it's this is something that you may be working on. You're understanding your journey, and you do have a lot of potential for your growth with the Knight of Pentacles. You do have also the Valor card here. So you're dealing with forces that you positive forces and some negative forces. And so you're finding your path, you're breaking through it, and you're going to come up in a better position. Now you have influence here with the King of Pentacles as well. So you're also going to be able to have the strength to teach as well. I just feel like there's a path that you're supposed to go down. There's a lot of learning to do. And again, I love these two because they're both kind of possibilities and potential. So you have a lot of that. But I do think you're going to be very successful with the 10 of Cups. You're going to get into a very good emotional place. And I wanted to pull just one more card. I'm going to pull one of these oracles here. James Van Prague. All right, relationships too. And I got this one, which is I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. So you're asking what you need to release at this time to work on your healing or your whatever may be happening. So that's also part of it is who you are with, who you're spending your time with. So I hope that resonates. Right,
okay?
So there's something that what's your first name again?
Her name is Claudia.
Claudia. I know her channel name, but Claudia, there's something that you were involved in the past. This could be a relationship. It could be something that you actually like invested in. But again, we're asking about, you know, what you can release to work on your healing. I'm going to think this is maybe possibly a relationship, but just, I don't know, you're very burdened about it. And I got the Queen of Wands in reverse, and I don't typically do reversals. I do sometimes, but this came out in reverse. This could be you. It could be another person. And the Queen of Wands in reverse is, she's not real. She's not, she's a lot. So the influence, you know, 10 of Wands is a burden influenced by this Queen of Wands energy reversed. The advice here is the Hierophant, and this can be taken a lot of ways, but what I'm getting here, this is like divine spirituality, you know, getting in touch with, you know, and again, looking at what the question is, this is about, you know, and I don't know what you practice, what you do, if you have any kind of regular routine or anything like that. But to me, this coming up is your advice is to get more in touch regularly with whatever it is that you resonate with that could be part of a spiritual practice. I've got the 5 of Wands with the High Priestess here. There's something here. I don't know what it is. Usually it's a little bit clearer. Right now, for whatever reason, it's not. There's something you need to let go of that you're holding on to. It is a burden. It could be related to a woman, possibly a fire sign, but it doesn't have to be. And then, as per always, I pulled from the African Goddess Rising Oracle, and I got Mami Wata. This is about naked, which means getting real with emotions, feeling what you need to feel, processing what you need to process. Again, there's something here to let go of. It feels heavy. I don't know what it is. I don't know if this is romantic or not. It could be. It could also be family. I'm kind of getting that. This Queen of Wands could be not necessarily like your mom or anything, maybe a sister. I don't know. But this is female energy that's ugly. It's in the reverse. It came out in the reverse. And I feel like maybe you're in conflict with someone or whatever. I don't know, but there's something, doesn't even matter. I'm going to stop. This is about you and feeling whatever it is that you need to feel, something that's been avoided, and just let it go. Yeah. Feel the feelings, be pissed off, be angry, be hurt, whatever it is, and then throw it away, get rid of it. Process it. You don't have to have this person in your life if that's what this is. But this is about you, so that you can move on and let go of that folder, basically. All right, that's what I got.
Thanks, Allyson. And Claudia, she says, "I know, but what?" Ongoing question: is it my adopted mom? I don't know. I wasn't, you know. That's what we got. So hopefully, maybe just write this down and set it aside, and then later on maybe go back to it. Something may happen where you might receive a sign or something might go click and you might be able to go, wait a minute, I think that's what the ladies were talking about. And you can always watch playback too to see what we said as well. So hopefully at some point that will yeah, I understand about the mother thing, Claudia. I have dreams about my mom too, and she was nasty. You know,
Claudia, you can also ask her to please move on, and that this argument is over now. Please go.
And Allyson,
be crossed over and be at peace with light and love, and you send her away with that. But she should not be bothering you.
Yeah, so. Sometimes over several times over the years, Claudia, I've said, okay, I walk away from my mom, I send her on, but then there are times when we're human. These emotions will come back up again. Sometimes our subconscious will do that to us. We'll dream about them, and we just have to, when we wake up, honor those emotions again, say, I let go. And for me, it's been an ongoing process. Oh, she's still alive.
She's still alive. Yeah. Oh, okay. I just saw that.
Ooh, well,
so try to put her out of your mind, maybe in the sense, kind of do the same thing. And don't let her be in your head. You
I
have to
know my
you have
mom
to
did that to me a
yeah,
lot. I agree,
you
Sheila.
get
It's hard.
you've really got to. You gotta push back on that, and you have to
I
have your
mean,
peace.
I wish I
Yeah,
knew
both of you.
now about boundaries and being able to stand in my power when my mom was
Mhm.
alive, because things would have been probably a lot different. But that was the dynamic, and I didn't learn until later on. But now, moving forward, I have those, you know, those skills
Right.
and the understanding of boundaries. I know, sweetheart, it is hard. I feel for you because I still have nightmares
Yeah.
about every now and then about my mom, and it's like either it's my subconscious coming back up, and I have to deal with it again to to move those emotions on again, or that might be her, and I'll be like, this is no, you do not have space in my head anymore,
Right.
you know. But don't beat yourself up about it either. I mean, we're human. This is how our bodies, our brain chemistry works. We're going to have these dreams. We're going to live through these emotions again. And we just can't, we have to be gentle with ourselves. We have to be kind to ourselves and know that, what we were put through, you know, when I go through those, I'm trying not to make it too much about, but I feel for you, Claudia, because I've been there and I still go through it where, you know, I have those moments where, you know, I, I try I try not to let her have that space in my head, but there are times when, I have to revisit certain things, will bring it back up, and I have to kind of look back on my life and say, well, look how my mom was raised. And I can't really get too much into the family history, but on my mom's side of the family, there was a lot of physical, emotional abuse and whatnot. So when I have those things, those feelings, and those memories of my mom, I sometimes have to remind myself to send compassion, because I sure as hell don't know how she survived at that young age, what she went through, and how that kind of made her into who she was as she got older. So, is an excuse? No, there's no excuse for certain behavior, but there has, for me, I find if I try to put some compassion behind it, a little bit of understanding, that it does help, at least for me, a little bit more processing those emotions when they come up. I mean, there was a time recently where I was in my hometown and it just brought up stuff about my mom. And thank God I had Allison there. I texted her. She says, let me call you. And she talked and she got me through those emotions. And now I can put that part set aside, and that's helped me heal. So it's just really, if you have a counselor, if you have, a support group, people that you can go to also to help you through this. Um, yeah, a lot of our parents, our ancestors did not have a good life. It was hard. I can't imagine growing up in that time. So much love to you, sweetheart. I hope that helped. Um, moving on, let me. So Jezreel would love a message. Would love a card.
Okay.
And I'll be back in a second. Go ahead, Sheila, if you're ready.
Okay. No, I'm still.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Just read. First card I got is the Strength card. So right off the bat, you have a lot of strength. How do I put this? The strength. Sometimes people feel they don't have strength. They've been through much. Then when someone tells them you have strength, you're strong, they're like, huh? But this card is really letting you know that what it is that you are working through, what you need to release, um, you have the strength to do it. You're very strong. You have a very grounded, strong energy. And with the strength card here, what I love about this one is that she's not forcing the lion, she's embracing it. So that fiery nature, that gives us that empowers us, that gives us that strength. She's embracing it. They're working together. So you have a very strong foundation and strength. Next card I have is the Page of Pentacles. And I'm opening my book because this is a wonderful book with information. And so right now, what just jumped right out at me in all of this page was the phrase "find your compass." So during this healing, make sure that you are focused on your strength. Focus on how much energy you are spending. Um, because the other next card I have is the Ten of Wands. So whatever this is that you're working through, that you're healing with, is a heavy burden. It's weighing you down. But like the Ten of Swords with the Ten of Wands, that's the end of one cycle. So when you get to that Ten of Wands, it's time to release those burdens, time to move forward, and you will. I have the Six of Swords, and that's you paddling, moving away, moving forward into a newer perspective, a newer place. And with it being on water, it's also very healing. And what's interesting in this card too, the mountains in the back remind me of pyramids, the Egyptian pyramids. So I know, and those of course are a source of power, of divine wisdom, of very strong elemental energy. And so just this going through, it's a releasing emotions. And so with the moon too being in there, it's kind of like you're on the water, you're connecting with your intuition, your emotions, you're moving through, there we go, you're moving through your emotions. You're looking at the different things that you want to heal, you want to release on, and you can do that. You will move through that. The burden part is past. You're leaving that behind. You're moving forward with the healing, and you have the strength, and you also have that commitment. This is a commitment as well. So you're finding your compass, like on your boat, and you're making a commitment, and you're setting high standards for yourself. So make sure that also through the healing, that you give yourself some of that compassion too, and that self-compassion. That sometimes if we don't feel like we're healing fast enough, that we're doing something wrong. Sometimes it takes little steps to move forward, but those burdens are being released, and you're moving forward. And that's what I have. Okay, Sheila.
All right. I've got the Queen of Discs here, which is the Queen of Pentacles, and so usually this is about money, but this one really is not. This one's about security, and for your I want to say emotional security, but we're going to get down in here into this a bit more. We have the Moon also, so you've got a lot of questions, and you do have decisions to make with the Seven of Cups. So there's choices. You're trying to figure out what you need to do next. And I've got the Judgment card too, which is where you're making a decision. So there's some kind of decision or choice that you are trying to work out. So I have the Ace of Pentacles also, which is, of course, it says root of the powers of earth. So yeah, so there's also, we can be dealing with spiritual matters, but we also need to stay grounded. So when I pulled from the oracle here, I got the emotional, got be wisdom, and I also got the tangible, which is earth. So to me, this kind of rounds it out, and we're talking about our emotional, um, spiritual, psychic feelings, that kind of stuff here with this. So where we're up here, the heart, and then we have be wisdom. So you have to also be using your critical skills, your thinking. So, and then you want to stay grounded, rooted again. So once again, this comes through here. So I don't know. I know this seems like a simple answer, but sometimes we forget when we're trying to grow. We might be too high up here. We have to stay grounded. So you do it. This isn't telling me what you need to release because I think I need a question directly from you on that. But I guess this is what my cards are telling me. So I can't quite do it that way. So
Am I
that
ready?
makes any sense.
Oh,
Yeah, go ahead, Allyson.
okay. So, Jess, I have a message for you, but it's not really telling me in the tarot what it is you need to release. But I did pull, of course, from my African Goddess Rising deck, and there's something there. But I don't know for sure if this is like like a marriage or not. But there's some sort of a union here with somebody, and there's a lot of challenges here. Now, this could be you and this could be a child. This could be your partner. If one of you is definitely older than the other one to some degree, this is some sort of a committed relationship, and there's some sort of an issue here. There is love here, but something has happened, and there's some sort of mentally being stuck regarding some sort of something that was ever either kept a secret, or there's some sort of betrayal or whatever. Sometimes tarot is kind of dramatic, right? It doesn't have to be so dramatic, is what I just said, but on some level, and then I'll state the obvious that healing is needed, right? Of course there is. You're dealing with something like that, right? Something that's well thought out, strategic, that kind of thing. From the African Goddess Rising, I got Oshun, which is all about love, right? Self-love, taking care of yourself, making yourself first. I got Ma'at, and she's about giving and receiving, which you can do for yourself, right? You give yourself what you need. You accept the love and the help and support that's around you, all of that kind of stuff. And then I got, this is interesting, and I never get 3 cards. I've only gotten 2 a couple times. I got 3 that came out. I got Medusa, who's super wicked. She's awesome, actually. Got Medusa. She's all about rage. And this would come in wherever the 7 of Swords, 8 of Swords, I would think. So what this is telling me, and this is following the Tower, is, and if you know, great. If you don't know, sit with it. Again, this can all be kind of dramatic. There's something which is similar to was it the last reading? I guess it was. There's something here that you need to let go of. Feel the pain, be upset, get pissed off. Maybe you're one of those that doesn't really vent. Maybe you are. I don't know. But what I'm getting from this is say your truth. Spill it. Spit it out. Whatever it is. If you got something you need to say to somebody, come at them. Lay it out. Take action. I know there's love here, but there's something that's not being said. What I mean, this is supreme knowledge and knowing like the whole story and whatever. I mean, the Hierophant is the epitome of knowing what's going on, basically. So that's what I got. Hopefully that makes sense.
She says she's definitely feeling that, and she says it's been an emotional roller coaster this past week for her as well. So ladies,
sorry, but yeah, hopefully it's helpful in some way.
Yeah, emotional.
And we have Charlene Dean. Thank you for subscribing.
Hey, Charlene.
Much appreciated. Thank you for your support. I must have been missing a conversation. I apologize, Stephen. But yeah, this is what I love about my chatters too. Just if there's something, a difference of opinion, just sharing, teaching, sharing insights, and not, yeah. I like the respect that we show each other in our chat. So, yeah, all is good. Jez Reed here added something too. I think it has to do with my youngest daughter's boyfriend. Been pretty upset about the whole. Oh, Jezreel, I remember this from last week when this issue was coming up with the disrespectful boyfriend.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Hmm.
And she says also thank you, Allyson. Alrighty. So our next read is Arwen the Gray. Because she says this is exactly what she's in the process of doing right now is healing.
Hold on one second.
So,
Okay.
Arwen. And you're doing okay, Sheila?
Yes.
We have 2 more after this, and then we'll be done.
Okay.
And thank you, everybody in chat and who may be lurking as well for joining us. Your support is much appreciated. Make sure that you check out these other ladies' lovely channels. Subscribe if you feel drawn to do so, and hit that thumbs up and all that good stuff. And thank you, Sharon, for popping in and sharing everybody's channels as well. She's the moderator with the mostest. A lot of our moderators are excellent, so I appreciate all my mods. So I'm just going to take this.
They're great.
So for Arwen, okay.
Does this come up every time?
Sometimes when cards come up in multiple reads, I
I know
it as a collective. It's a
no, I get it.
message.
I know it's just coming up in every single reading. I deal with this all the time, but it's kind of irritates me. I want to get a different card. I do. I'm like, come on. Like I keep seeing that. I want to read a different card. But it doesn't work out the way I want it because it's not for me. So
Yeah.
that's what.
Are you still working on your cards?
I don't know.
Okay.
Right. So yeah. Oh gosh, this is the deck with the toothpaste. Okay. Anyway, so here I'm using the Mons Tarot for this one. I have the four. Who am I reading for?
Oh, this is Arwen.
Okay, Arwen.
Arwen the Great.
Hi, Arwen. Yes, I've got the four of swords over here. So I'm not sure what it is you may need to release, but you may need to take a step back a little bit. Maybe take a pause or a rest. You do have the Empress because you've got this no matter what. You're already in charge. You're the Empress. With the Three of Wands, it also feels like you may be wanting to possibly travel or there's new opportunities coming up for you. You maybe possibly need to hold back a little bit with the Four of Swords. So maybe this is not the time for whatever new opportunity is coming. But with the Queen of Wands, you do have a lot of new ideas going forward. And you also have the Seven of Cups and a lot of choices. So I don't know if there's, I mean, all I can really get from here is that maybe there's something that's holding you back. But I do have the King of Swords or the toothpaste, which this one looks like. Does this card not look like toothpaste?
Yeah, it does.
So I saw this one day. I was reading and I started laughing. Okay, anyway, this guy is all about intellectual knowledge. Doing my last children's area for a festival. Okay, so yes, so this is about getting to the truth. This is about being strong mentally. It's intellectual air thoughts. And you also have the moon. We're just going to leave that one right there. And then the Eight of Cups. So you might have some self-confidence issues possibly with your project, but I don't think you need to worry about that because you do have the Empress and you have the Queen of Wands, and you are going to be able to push through it with the King. I want to call it King of Toothpaste, but okay. The King of Stone. It does. I can't stand it. I knew I was taking a chance when I took out these cards.
The image reminds me of like a children's book, and she said she was just working on a
Oh,
children's
yeah, that's right.
area.
So the Mons Tarot is good for that. So,
yeah.
yes. So, yeah, so there's a little bit of that inspiration in there for you. Where is she? Yeah. So, go write your book. It's going to be great.
Okay,
Don't be
Allyson.
afraid.
Arwen, there's something here in the past that's a devil energy that you're holding on to. You have the Queen of Wands here. This could be you. But there's a need to, move forward with some sort of, the Wheel of Fortune is here. So there's some sort of meant to be change taking you out of this. I mean, obviously nobody needs to sit in this. And devil energy can be, anything that would be considered devil, right? So this can be, codependency, toxic relationships. It can be, fears. It can be, addictions. It can be everything, addiction, shopping to drugs to whatever, right? Anything would be devilish, right? Not good, right? Or addictive or holding or constricting or whatever. It can be people, actions, whatever. And this Queen of Wands energy, upright, she's actually pretty great, right? She's very strong. She's intelligent. She's attractive. She's intuitive. She's wise. She's a go-getter, that kind of thing. But again, this can also be a mother figure, fire sign, possibly, whatever. But the whole point, I do feel like this is you. This is like moving forward. Did you have the Queen of Wands, honey?
I have the Queen of Wands and I have the Empress. So
and Allyson, I got the Wheel of Fortune too.
Yeah, awesome. Yep. Very cool. So, and then I have, this is about, for me, I mean, there's a lot of ways to read this. I like the Page of Swords a lot more than a lot of people do. But this is about either something that needs to be said or something that I feel like it's something that needs to be said or addressed in some sort of way. And the outcome is, this is you loving yourself. This isn't anybody else. This is about you with you. And then I pulled from, of course, the African Goddess Rising Oracle. And I got Mama Lambo. She's one of the only dark energy cards in the deck. This is about self-sabotage, which is very similar to the devil, right? This is about not treating yourself bad, whatever that looks like for you, right? So meaning like negative self-talk, that kind of thing, right? Putting yourself down, anything that would kind of sort of, if this makes sense, great. If it doesn't, think about it later. I mean, I'm glancing at the books. This deck is fairly new. I'm not usually a book person, but there was something else about this, and I want to see if I'm missing it. Anger that you don't know what to do with, inner procrastinator, toxic relationships that are around you, thoughts that terrorize you, whatever it may be, right? You want to get rid of, obviously, the saboteur. And then there's some sort of grief about something that needs to be processed, right? And these things might be connected. You would know. I don't know. They did come out together. So, actually, I'm going to stop there. But that's what I got. The bottom line, what I'm getting is to whatever this is, that's devil energy and this self-sabotage energy, it's not true. It's a lie. It's a liar. Let it go. Try to heal it. Let go of it. Whatever it is. If you're not sure what it is, sit with it. And you know, love yourself as you deserve to be loved. I'm going to leave it there. The Wheel of Fortune is here. It's time to move out of this, whatever it is. So
she said she's got a lot of stress, lots of uncertainty in the job I'm quitting, lots of negative people too. And she says, I understand that. And really quick before I get in my cards, hello, Miss Tarot D. Thank you for joining us. So, Arwen, I also got first card up was the Wheel of Fortune. So this job has come full circle. This whole situation has come full circle. It's definitely, it's time to move forward. I didn't get anything that would make me pick up on a necessarily a double card, but I did get a King of Cups. And so this could be somebody who's very good at emotional manipulation, or this could be somebody who is offering you possibly a new job moving forward. I asked for a clarifier for this, and I got the Seven of Pentacles, which is harvest, hard work, long-term goals. And it says basically evaluating your accomplishments. Sorry, I didn't mean to go like do this. And it's also like looking for signs of progress. You are growing, you are moving forward, you are doing something, you're moving out of that toxicity in that environment, and you're moving and creating something new and beautiful. Next card I have, again, Three of Pentacles, working towards creating something new, moving forward. I saw you said something about a children's book. So this could be something that you're in creation with, because Pentacles is also about creativity, about creating art. In some decks, it's somebody working on a piece of artwork, a painting. So you're definitely, you're co-creating. This could be you, spirit, and another person, or me, myself, and I, however you want to see the three coming together to create this new venture, this new project. I got the Four of Wands. So you're building a new foundation. So when you heal and you're walking away from this place, you're building a brand new foundation, something very solid, something very celebratory. And I ended up being told to choose a card from the Secret Language of Color deck for you. And I did get Pearl, and it's connect to the divine. So in this whole process, making sure that you are staying connected with spirit, trusting in spirit, and especially your higher self. Your higher self is spirit. So making sure that you're staying in tune with whatever your higher power is, including yourself and your guides. So this was important that I pull a card from this deck, and that was the message, Pearl. Pearls of wisdom, the third eye, opening up and trusting and letting go. So that's what I have for you.
Okay. So about that, I had to rearrange.
Oh, me, I need a sip. Oh, that tastes good. Whew. Alrighty. So yes, hello, Miss Tarot D. Allyson, I love your shirt tonight. So she must be taking care of her dogs. So let me just go ahead. We have two left, and we'll get started. Now this is for oh no, actually no, Sonia left.
Okay. Oh, she did?
Okay. Yeah, because she had to go, and she thought it was personal questions. So we actually have one left, and it's for Rosanna, Rossi's Den. So she would like to read. And did you see Miss Tarot D's comment?
I did.
Allyson? He says he loves your shirt.
Oh, thank you.
And
it's so comfy too.
Aaron wanted to also add starting Reiki training the second week of August. Yay! And working on a book I've had in my head. Well, there's the Three of Pentacles. You're leaving that other job. You're creating something new. You're harvesting. You're building. Just keep going with it, girl. Go with the flow. Let that old job go, and that uncertainty and that fear. Just stay connected with your higher self and just keep moving forward. You're doing all the right stuff. You're doing all the right things. So for Rossi's Den, that her name is Rosanna.
Yes, hi Rossi.
What do I need to read this time? And thank you again, Sheila. It's been such a pleasure having you on here tonight. It's so nice to read with you.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
We'll have to have you on again for more stories. Story time.
Oh my gosh. I can't even remember them all. I tell one story and then I remember something else.
When you write a book and make an anthology.
No.
Ooh, that one just jumped out.
I'm not going to write a book. No. I don't have the patience.
Yeah.
I'm not good with that. There's so many
I've
other
tried
people that
writing
write
5
wonderful
books
books.
over the years since I was a kid, and every time I get to a point in the book, I'm like, nah, I don't think this is going to work, and I give it up and I
Yeah.
toss it away, and I'm just like,
I won't
I should have held on to
finish it.
those.
Let me see what I have here.
Okay. Oh, there's that Page of Pentacles again. I should probably mute myself.
I have quite a few pentacles. Right, but yeah. I'm not really sure what with these questions because they're not asking. So it's kind of going to be whatever is coming up here. So I have got the 6 of Pentacles here. Okay, this didn't help much. I moved the light, but it's really bright now.
Sorry. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. Jeez, sorry.
Turn it down. All right.
I didn't know I was muted and my camera was off. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sheila. I'm sorry, honey.
Okay. Oh, you were reading?
No, I was. Never mind.
All right. Okay, that's cute. All right, so I have this. Wait, I can't. That was funny. All right. So I have the 6 of Pentacles here. I kind of like how this one is because they've got the pentacles that kind of split between the arms of justice here, or the weight balance. So with the 6 of Pentacles for you, I believe this feels like generosity to me. It's in sharing. And so this is something that you may do a lot of actually, but you also have the 7 of Cups. So boy, I did not help myself with this light, did I? But never mind. Okay. All right. So the 7 of Cups. So again, you may also be making choices in your life. You're trying to decide what your next move is. With the 8 of Pentacles, you are going to have to put a lot of work into, releasing whatever this issue is. This is something that's been with you for a little bit of time. You're going to have to put the effort in. You're going to need to want to move away from this, whatever's holding you back. And I have the 10 of Pentacles, so you're going to be very successful in this endeavor. So, and it's also family a bit. So this might involve your family or a group of friends or some unit of people that are going to be with you. Yeah, I see justice here, which is also very interesting because the way the 6 of Pentacles comes out, it kind of looks the same. But this justice has got, I love this because it has a heart and it has, I think, is a feather in here. So, you want the situation to be balanced. You want it to come out right. So with a feather and a heart, one's heavier than the other, but yet they're both balanced. So things are going to start to work out. I have the World for you, and I have the Hermit. So yeah, you've got this situation. You have got it under control. Your completion and mastery, right? And then with the Hermit, though, this is going to mean some time to yourself where you're going to have to do some internal work. And I kind of feel like that's close to this 8 of Pentacles in my reading, is that you do have to put the work into it. You have to want it. You need to spend the time to think about what that change has to be. But I also have the Lovers at the end here. So it's going to result in better relationships. Things, once you get through this, your relationships will be stronger. So just put the work in it, take the effort, make the effort. I can't talk now. Make the effort, and you can get there. So
I love that
resonates.
acorn being the World card.
I know.
I love that.
Isn't
That
it
is
great?
so cool. I love acorns.
Yes. So,
Yeah,
Yeah,
said Allyson.
too. Acorns are very cool.
yes.
Teeny
I love these.
oak tree. Yeah. So, and this is for Jess, right?
No, this is for
Rossi.
Rossi. This is Roseanne.
Oh, Rossi.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I did know that. I'm sorry. And I did. Okay. Okay. All right. So I'm going to start with this. So the African Goddess Oracle card, I again got grief. So this card, and this is Allah. This is about processing. Actually, did I pull grief tonight? Maybe that was yesterday when I was, or day before. Yeah, this was like a secondary card for one of the readings. It wasn't one. Anyhow, I digress. This is about processing something that you haven't fully processed. Maybe you've worked on it, but you're not quite done, or maybe you haven't grieved at all. This could be most obviously a death of a loved one, but it isn't necessarily, right? This is something that just needs to be grieved the loss of. I have a King of Cups here, right? It could be a water sign. It could be a man. Isn't necessarily, it could male or female. It also could be like a father type figure. Personally,
Lost her.
I often see this at, sorry, my son just called. I'll have to call him right back. I often see this as like a father type figure. There's some sort of, am I gone?
You're cutting out.
Am I?
Yeah, you're off just a little bit. We can see you and hear you, but
okay.
It's not.
The voice just came. Stop bugging me. I did put on the do not.
Okay, you're better now. You're synced back in. You're good.
Okay, thank you. So,
sorry.
And he's okay. He's just telling me some nonsense. So, because he's 21. But anyways, so there's this person here or this energy. It could be fatherly, whatever, but and again, the message that this is about what you need to release to work on your healing. I got the grief card. We have this King of Cups energy, which may or may not be a person. I feel like it probably is. And there's some sort of reflecting on this partnership that's needed to be done. The advice is to the Fool, right? This is about dealing with your grief. Not just, moving on from it willy-nilly like the Fool card, but, to deal with it. And also this feels, I'm getting this too, is to see the joy in this, whatever was positive. And again, I don't know if this makes sense. Hopefully it does. I don't know if this is like I said, it could be a thing. It's not necessarily a person. It could be a job. It could be something that ended prematurely and you just need to process it. Again, readings can be very dramatic in the cards. Maybe it is dramatic. Maybe it's not. But the outcome is coming into balance if you're able to process this grief over something, someone, some issue that was lost. So that's what I
got. Okay, so right off the bat, I also got a grief card. I got the Nine of Swords. So Rosanna, whatever it is that you are going through, you're going through a grieving process. It keeps you up at night. It's those mind. It's what in group we call hot thoughts. It's one thought leading to another thought, to another thought, to another thought, until you're just exhausted and you're not sleeping well, and you're just you feel despair. It's that deep, heavy sadness. The next card I got was and I think a lot of it because you have a decision to make. Preparation, making decisions, planning. Basically, one of the highlights of this card is stepping out of your comfort zone. So to deal with this grief, this loss, you're trying to move forward, looking at ahead, trying to create something new. You have ideas and projects, but at the same time, I got the page of Pentacles again, this time in reverse. And it's about reconnecting with your passion, finding inspiration, trying to get focused, get disciplined, get that motivation again, because of whatever this was. It's really questioning your motivation, to move forward. But the good thing is at the bottom of the deck, I did get the Six of Wands, which is a celebration, is success, it's a victory. So just learning how to like grieve what you have to, let go of any I'm getting like thoughts like, you know, you like when you share with somebody like, hey, I want to take a painting class, and they're like, well, why would you do that? You know, you're not very good at art, you never were, why would you, that kind of like, you want to do something, but every time you want to do something or try something, you have either a person saying something or those thoughts telling you, no, you can't do it, you're not good enough. But no, I really, this is a brand new project, this is an idea that I want to do. And then you're in the reverse and you're like, now what do I do? You move past this, you get focused, and when you focus on what it is that you want to do, what you want to let go and move forward, you have that celebration, that victory right there in your hands. And that's what I have. And I hope that resonates. I'm looking to see if let's see, she said she's a Libra, so that's interesting. I haven't heard anything yet. But what was funny is Miss Tarot D's been having some fun, Allyson, with you. Geez, give Allyson one compliment and she gets all disheveled. And then with problems with your internet, please donate to Allyson's account so she can pay her. That's why when I started laughing and I had to stop, you know.
I'm on Wi-Fi right now on my phone. Yeah, I don't know why it did that. Yeah, my son called me and then it acted all weird. I don't know. Well, actually, never mind. I don't know why it would do that, but that's what happened.
So Rosanna says, I'm trying to find what to learn in my life path. A lot of ideas, but not sure where to start. And that's where you got to let that go, because it's so much weighing on you that it's making, you're kind of driving yourself crazy, you know, with that.
And again, like, Rossi, tarot is dramatic. Right. So just kind of water down the message and yeah.
And Miss Tarot D says, Allyson, you know I love you, doll.
I know, honey. It's all good.
So ladies, wonderful readings tonight. This is awesome. And Sheila, again, thank you for coming. I love having you here. Please come again. Join Allyson and I whenever, you know, you feel like it. The door is always open. You know, you're welcome. Thank you, everybody, for coming by and supporting Allyson, Sheila, and I. All the links again are in the description below. And if was there anything else you ladies wanted to add before we signed off for the evening?
I do, and okay. I know it's bothering Sheila, but I love seeing her scary, spooky, haunted house flickering light show.
Oh, that's the camera.
I know,
just,
but like from our watching
from our
it, I mean,
oh really?
It's actually really cool.
It's like,
I don't know. It's very weird. It's like
it's a rave over.
But like when you watch it back, it's like
yeah.
Looks like
I can't stand it though. I'm trying to figure out what to do now because again, more computer problems.
Yeah, I have issues too because of my glasses and the lights reflecting right off. And if I go like this, people see up my nose. If I go down like
there's always going to be glare.
But it was so fun, Sheila. I loved having you. It was a lot of fun.
Yes,
thank you. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Claudia says thank you too. Thank you, ladies. Yes. You're welcome. You're welcome. And everybody have a great rest of your night. Have a fun and safe weekend, depending where you are. Stay cool, stay hydrated. And we'll see everybody next Friday or on one of our other channels. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.